keystroke entries that contain capitalized text. So here the display has been filtered by both steno and text. And
you see what they're doing there? So you can do any of those things with any of the other things. So you can kind of mess around with it or whatever and find different things. So it's actually pretty cool.
the entries are still being sorted by the number of times they've been used.
Any questions about that? Pretty straightforward.
Let's see some of the choices that Eclipse AutoMagic offers for working with dictionaries. Dictionaries. If you open a new dictionary that does not yet have any entries in it, AutoMagic will offer to help you build a dictionary from a word list. Or you can press 2 to add dictionary entries using your computer keyboard to indicate your steno. Or you can import a file or read a dictionary to add entries to this new empty dictionary. Here are the choices you'd see when you open one of your existing dictionaries. For instance, pressing 1 makes it easy to find entries. The most common dictionary searches are listed. For instance, pressing 1 now would filter the dictionary to show capitalized entries. And to get back to an unfiltered display, I would press 1 again to view all entries. Naturally, when you ask to find entries, you still have access to all the features of the full Find and Replace dialog. And you can always get to this dialog directly. But the AutoMagic choices can make it easy to perform the most common dictionary searches. Other choices make it easy to add, delete, or modify entries. And it's also easy to mark parts of your dictionary. Once you've marked entries, AutoMagic makes it easy to remove them, or copy them to other dictionaries, or move them to other dictionaries, or perform other functions like printing lists of dictionary entries or compiling statistics. AutoMagic makes them easily accessible, both for those who are just learning to use Eclipse and for experienced users who want to work with the program more efficiently.
Is it too much? Did y'all get it? It was pretty straightforward to me. I don't know if it was too much for y'all. I mean, it was pretty self-explanatory. So whatever you want to do, you want to import a dictionary, modify stuff. You know, it's all self-explanatory, and it's gonna tell you right there in the AutoMagic. What do you want to do? You want to modify some stuff? You want to modify prefixes and suffixes? Do you want to modify capitalized? You know. So it's kind of self-explanatory. Did anybody have any questions about that?
No.
Let's see how to conduct dictionary searches. As in other parts of the program, speed key F5 or hyperkey F opens the Find dialog. It contains a Go To button that you can use if there's specific steno that you want to find in your dictionary, but you can get to this same function more quickly by using the same command you'd use to go to a specific page in a text document, namely Alt-G or hyperkey capital G.
So you can go to something specific. So if you know what it is, like you want to go to correct, go to correct, and it goes straight to it. Okay? Any questions about that? That's kind of self-explanatory too.
The dictionary's Find dialog contains a large number of shortcuts to help you find entries that contain specific steno and/or text patterns. Many of these shortcuts are fairly self-explanatory, but you should explore them. Typing anywhere in the text field is basically equivalent to using the shortcut contains. As for starts with, ends with, and exact match, here's a quick comparison of searching for the same text but using these 3 different tools.
So you see what it's telling you right there? So you can do a starts with, ends with, and you can do a starts with correct. Correctly, correcting, corrective. You see what it's saying? Or you can do where it ends with. Incorrect, that's correct, is that correct? All of that. So where it's going to end with. So you can do a start with and an end with. Okay? Or an exact match. Okay? So all the different ways that you've done correct. Really? 8? Maybe. But some of these you need to go through, and if it's, you know, look over here, it's like, God, I've used these 3 one time ever. It's 2016, and the last time I used it was 1998. Probably need to get rid of it. Okay? But whatever, you can leave it in there. I wouldn't.
For exact match, the text is the same, but the steno is different in each entry.
Got it?
Got it.
In the dictionary shortcuts, what's the difference between ends with keys and ends with strokes? If I search for the entries that end with the keys ER, the filtered display shows a lot of entries. Keys ER, the filtered display shows a lot of entries because each one only has to have ER as part of the final stroke. If I search for the entries that end with the stroke ER, far fewer entries show up because ER has to be the entire last stroke.
So you see what it's saying there? Yeah? Okay? So it's pretty simple. I mean, ends with the stroke. So it means you came back and did the stroke. Okay? That's all it means. So that's 2 different functions that you're trying to do there. Okay? And it's going to filter it way down depending on what you're looking for. All right? Any questions about that?
So it's only filtering the steno. It's not filtering the English.
Oh, the
Like
English.
you can't
It's
type
saying
in, I
ER.
want only the words that begin with IN. Like it's only steno, IN, or ER.
No.
It does ER for English too?
Yeah. So it'll tell you when you open that box whether you want text or whether you want
Okay, it has
What is
keys and strokes.
yeah.
Oh, any text.
So it has steno and something else. What's the other thing that's up there? Text. So steno or text. Text is going to be English. Steno is going to be steno.
Okay.
Duh.
Here's how to select multiple dictionary entries. Holding down the Control key while you left-click selects individual entries or unselects individual entries. But holding down the Shift key while you left-click selects an entire range of entries. And if you hold down the Shift key while you press Control page down, you select all of your entries. If your display has been filtered, you're not selecting all of the entries in your entire dictionary, but you are selecting all of the entries in your filtered display.
So that's if you're going to kind of move your dictionary stuff or whatever. Be careful with that, okay? That you don't hit delete. All right? So be careful when you're messing with stuff like that. But if you want to select multiple entries, you can, and that's kind of how you do it.
Let's see how to move dictionary entries. Suppose that my main dictionary contains old entries that are causing a problem with number conversion. I'd like to move the number entries from my main dictionary to another dictionary, where I could examine which ones I want to keep and which ones I want to throw away. I could open a new dictionary, call it Numbers, and with both it and my main dictionary on screen, use cut and paste to painstakingly move entries from my main dictionary to the Numbers dictionary. But that's a lot of trouble. It would be much easier to find all my digit entries and move them as a group. To do something with this block of entries, I could go to the block menu or just open a context menu. I want to transfer these entries. They're now being moved. They're no longer in my main dictionary. They've been transferred to the Numbers dictionary.
You see what it's telling? So you're just transferring dictionaries or creating a totally different. So you want to be able to separate them, not move them, because it's going to move them completely out of your main, which you don't want. Okay, you still want them in there. You just want to separate them from something. Okay, and that's how you would do it.
After I've finished editing my Numbers dictionary, I'll open my main dictionary and merge the number entries that I've decided to keep back into my main dictionary. So I'm selecting the Numbers dictionary's contents to be merged. That doesn't take very long at all.
Why? I don't know. Why you need to move it to another dictionary to modify it and then move it back? I don't know. But that's the way you do it. Got it?
Got it.
Let's see how to conduct more advanced dictionary searches. Find and replace is another powerful feature. Here I'm looking for some old number conversion commands in my dictionary and replacing them with entries that I think will be better. A dialog lets me preview each change that would be made. So I can say yes or no on an individual basis, let the system make all the replacements automatically, or cancel the find and replace process. But remember, if you've accidentally made some mistaken changes to dictionary entries and have not yet closed your dictionary, you can use the undo button. And there's also redo.
So you see what it's telling you? So like on that tables, like the table things, that's where it would be. So if you had put it in there wrong, or the old way, and it was an old way of doing it or whatever, and it's coming up wrong, it's not coming up right, then you can modify it to whatever you need it to be, okay? And that's how you do it. Any questions about that?
No, but that is helpful.
Yes. Okay, guys, we've covered a lot of stuff today. Again, okay? So go over that stuff. Probably the last couple of weeks, really go over that stuff, okay? Any questions about stuff we've gone over tonight or in the past? No?
No.
Okay. We don't have class on Monday, remember? No class on Monday. So we'll see you on Wednesday, okay?
Do we bring our machine?
Not yet, but we're close. It's probably gonna be within the next couple of weeks, okay? I'll tell you when, so it's not gonna be a surprise or whatever. I'm gonna let you know like the week before or whatever. Hey, on that Monday, look, next Monday, we're gonna bring our machines, blah, 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 okay? So I'll let you know like a week in advance, and then I'll let you know again on that Wednesday, hey, we're gonna start bringing our machines on that Monday, okay? Any questions? Okay, we'll see you all next week.